All right, what's your take on the Google results?
Well, absolutely. Just to continue what he just said, the expense was a big item. I think that kind of went up significantly. I think that kind of surprised the street, I would say. But overall, I think the revenues are up, growing 20% from such a high base. That's still impressive. So YouTube is 2 billion users. So I think the fundamentals are still solid. The expense side of the equation is a little kind of on the soft side, on the high side rather. But the CFO said that they are working on it. They're going to moderate those expenses. But at the end of the day, Google looks at the future. They invest in R&D. They have a lot of balls in the air. And I think that requires money. That requires investments.
Speaking of the future, they're into self-driving cars with their Waymo division. What did we think about results there? Revenue was down.
Well, overall, I don't think they've disclosed too much detail on that. But Waymo is the next big thing. There are estimates from anywhere from hundreds of thousands to a trillion. So that's going to be a big catalyst down the road. Then you have fiber, you have cloud is still kind of developing. They're still behind. So the number of catalysts out there, then there are life sciences and a few other areas. So I would say underneath the cover, yes, the top line looks high on the expense side. But net, they are executing very well. It's a great company. And on the margins, if you look at the margins coming down, I would say, considering that they're investing, considering that hardware is a big part of the mix,
right,
margins are not that much down to overall. So I think down 400 basis points is not that much when you see that they're investing so much for the future.
We talk a lot about the cloud here, that's an area of growth for companies. Do you think that Google is late to the game compared to some of its competitors?
No, I wouldn't say that. Yes, they are trailing. They're not used to trailing that much.
Right.
But I think they will catch up. I mean, they have the resources. They're getting a new person who will be in charge of the cloud initiative there. So I think in the end, they will catch up down the road. I mean, they have a long way to go. Microsoft and Amazon are way ahead. But they will work on it. I mean, right now, they don't need to be an overnight success. They can get there gradually. But there are other things in the pipeline that they can work on right now.
We talk a lot about the FANG stocks, right? Facebook, Apple, Amazon, if you put the two A's in there, Netflix and Google. But what about opportunities outside of those tech heavyweights? Where do you see opportunity elsewhere in tech?
Well, the old tech is back. I mean, you have a lot of the Ciscos and the Microsofts. Of course, Microsoft is part of the FANGs to some extent. Some people include that.
Well, they're the most valuable company in the world.
Exactly.
Again.
So the old tech is back in the game. So I would say invest there. Then you have the chip stocks. You have all the other areas that facilitate these guys as well. So I think you can buy those areas right now. But FANGs are the front end of this whole tech momentum out there, and you have to invest in there.
You know, we had our editor-in-chief, Andy Serwer, on yesterday talking about another acronym. He came up with PASS instead of FANG. This stands for PayPal, Adobe, Square, and ServiceNow. Are stocks like that flying under the radar?
Absolutely. I should mention that. I think payments business is big now. You see Square and Shopify and PayPal and all the other ones doing very well. So whether in the back end or the front end, payments is a big thing. And so you're going to see a lot of investments there and good investments, rather. Those stocks are going to do very well.